All right, let's go. Here we go. This is the next giveaway PC, ladies and gentlemen. For our CPU, we are going a much more affordable compared to the 9950 X3D. A much more affordable option. We have the Ryzen 5 9600X. These were... did anybody here... Type a 1 in chat. Did anybody here buy these on Prime Day? These went down to $155. That might have been the best deal on Twitch Prime Day. The entire Twitch Prime Day. Not Twitch Prime. Amazon Prime Day. Oh my god. That might have been the very best deal out of the whole Prime Day. These were readily available. I don't think they ever went out of stock either. They were on sale. I saw on day 3 at least. So, that's crazy. They were $150. These are back up to like $198. I think I checked yesterday. Crazy deal. I mean, it's a good CPU for even $200, but $150 is just absolutely wild. For our motherboard, this is an MSI Pro B650M-P. I'm going to be honest with you. Usually for the giveaway PCs, I'm liking to sweep up the spare parts that we had sitting in inventory. This is not a super high-end AM5 motherboard. Perfectly fine for a budget, affordable build. But this was one of those parts where it's like, okay, let's try to clear it off the shelves. So that's why we're using that. Same thing with the RAM. This is the PNY XLR8. This is a 32 gigabyte DDR5 kit. It's not pitch perfect specs. 6400 megahertz, which I love. CL36. Now remember, CL36 is still decent, but you want to be shooting for CL30. It is definitely not a deal breaker. Like, I wouldn't recommend upgrading from CL36 to CL30. But if you're buying new, then definitely strive for CL30. We did a sponsored integration a while ago, so that's why these were sitting on the shelves. Perfect for a build like this. We also have the Clev Crass yet again for like the 10th time on Thirsty Thursday. This is a 1 terabyte Gen 4 affordable SSD. I'm not gonna continue to say over and over again why I love that. For the power supply, this is an MSI Mag A650BE. Actually stepping it up a little bit. This is still a tier C power supply, which is fine for $1,000 builds or cheaper in my opinion. 650 watts, but the BE is semi-modular, as you can see here. As far as I know, it is the same as the BN, which is very popular for budget builds. But this is just the semi-modular version of that. Plugging into those semi-modular cables is this Asia Horse cable extension kit. Oh, we're bringing it back. Dude, I've used this like 10 times now. We're bringing back the ice blue Asia Horse. Oh man, it's gonna look so good. The Asia Horse 16 gauge ice blue cable extensions. I had to go with some sort of color scheme for a giveaway PC. So we'll be plugging those in. We also have an AIO. Montech sent this over for like a pre-roll ad, I think. I don't even remember why. But this is their new Hyperflow series. We've covered their Hyperflow AIOs that they launched just a short couple months ago. This is the Silent 240. Just a very clean, all black, 240 mil AIO. Should be perfect for our use case today. And Montech also sent over this case, which, like, I promise this is not sponsored. They just sent it. They're like, use it whenever. I'm like, okay, like, I can definitely make that happen. I didn't notice until right before the live stream. Dude, I promise I'm not being overdramatic for the second time. I really think that this could be the start of a new meta. Like, I'm not even kidding. We got the fish tanks. We got the wood grain. What this case has, I legitimately think could be a new meta. Okay. This is the Montech X5M. And what I'm talking about for the new meta... Hold on. It's kind of hard to see on camera. Carbon fiber. Look, it's not the whole case. It's only the bottom. It's carbon fiber. Dude, this camera is not doing this justice at all. Why have we not seen carbon fiber? Oh, there we go. Okay, I finally found the right angle. Look at that. I didn't mean to do that. I think I just unplugged the power. Could carbon fiber be the next meta? Like, oh, I'm not kidding. I feel like it should be. That looks sick. I didn't even know when they asked to send this. I didn't even know that this was a feature. I did not scroll this far down. Look at that, man. Carbon fiber is the new meta. Like that looks so good. Oh, I love it. I want the whole panel to be carbon fiber, right? Needs a bit more carbon fiber. Dude, that's what I'm thinking. I think mine, that's actually sick. I think I'm actually like genuinely super excited about this, man. $59, not bad. So this is the Montech XM5, which could like unintentionally be the star of tonight's Thirsty Thursday episode. Super budget, all black micro ATX with 4 pre-installed ARGB fans, and most notably, some carbon fiber action. I hope it doesn't suck, man. I hope it's good. I am not being paid for my review one way or another, so I can say what I want. All right, this is the GPU. Last component. We got the Power Color Hellhound RX 9060 XT. Of course, we got the 16 gig model. They actually sent this for our launch day coverage. We made a launch day video of the 9060 XT, and they sent this out to us. So that makes for a perfect giveaway PC. GOAT GPU for price to performance. I actually agree with that for this generation. Not actual GOAT, but like for this generation of all time. If you're tracking that one. The Hellhound 9060 XT, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, let me clear up some space here. Very clean. All black card, super slim, minimal side profile here. Pretty solid. I wish it had carbon fiber. Dude, if this had carbon fiber, that would be amazing. That looks tiny. It is. It's a very low height. Hold on. I have a reference card. I have officially figured out what we're going to do with the 5090 from now on. We're going to use it as a reference to compare GPU sizes. Okay. Now think about, this is I'm 6'3". I got pretty large hands. Think about how big this is in real life, and think about how much space you think a 5090 would take for scale. Yes, 5090 for scale. Actually, it's not. I mean, it's pretty drastically different, but it doesn't look that crazy. It's pretty crazy. But what's wild is the height, though. It's probably double the height, at least. That's the. Okay, now it looks like a baby. That looks absolutely obnoxious. This is a 5090 MSI Supreme This is a Power Color 9060 XT. Slightly shorter. That's actually wild. That's obnoxious. All right, let's actually start building. Here's our MSI Pro B650. We don't have to record a YouTube video, so we can go kind of quick on this one. I have been here for the past year and a half. Appreciate that, man. Are you live on Twitch? Yes. Yeah, if you want to participate in the giveaway, remember, if you were watching on Twitch right now, you were earning points towards the PC we are building right now. This is the next giveaway PC. All right, warning, ingestion hazard. This product contains a button cell or coin battery. Good to know. We're at an hour 33 now without the CPU installed. My goodness. Okay, here we go. We got our 9600X. I like to, quick little tip, unintentionally, I like to flip it upside down. That way it's easier to grab like that. Otherwise, you kind of have to like dig in the plastic there, and then that's when your fingers can overlap on the contacts. Not an absolute deal breaker, but gonna set that CPU in there, give it a little bit of a... This is where I do actually recommend a wiggle test. Just making sure that that CPU is not going anywhere. That's how you know that it's firmly in the socket there. Gonna close that. Latch down this. Hold on. We have way better camera angles for this latch action. Gonna latch that down. Bam! That feels incredibly uncomfortable. And then that comes off. Then we're good to go. Boom. CPU's installed. Now we're going to take our RAM. We got this PNY XLR8 kit. Going to install that in slot 2. This way. No, this way. Oh my god. Into slot 2. Make sure it clicks down on both sides. And also slot 4. Click down. Boom. We got some RAM wiggle. Oh. That's a little loose. Specifically slot numero 4. That's a little bit looser than it should be. We are using a very budget motherboard though, mind you. But yeah, slot number 4 is feeling a little loose over there, but no worries. We're gonna keep on going here. Now we got our Clev Crass C910. Again, for the 1,000,000th time, this is the reason I like it, because it comes with the heat shield uninstalled. Our motherboard does not have a heatsink. So this is an example where we do want to use it. And what's really cool about it not being installed is we can install it however we want. So we want it this direction. We want to make sure that the Clev, we're actually installing it not the right way. So see this little half circle here? That would typically be on this side of the SSD, but that would result in an upside down SSD. It would look like this, and that would be just absolutely obnoxious. So we're going to install it the way that we want to install it, because we can, because it came uninstalled. Now we can install it this way. The circle looks a little weird, but nobody's going to notice that. But now at least our lettering is up, because aesthetics over everything. And I forgot to get a standoff. We need a standoff. That is why I love that SSD so much. Does that all make sense? Is everybody tracking that? It's also ever so slightly tilted. Yeah, that's out of my control, man. That's the beer. Yapping about the Clev Crass again. Can you believe that I have never talked to anybody at Clev before in my life? You would think I have at least some sort of sponsorship, equity, some sort of relationship going. I don't know a single person at Clev, man. I don't think Clev knows who ZTT is. They probably have no idea. Ad? Sorry, guys. We can't wait for the ad. This is going to be one of those times where you get the exclusive content if you guys are not watching ads. Sorry, we can't wait. We got to keep this build going. All right, gonna latch that down. Clev is installed. Now we got to get our AIO out. This I have never installed before. We are definitely going to bust out the manual for this one. I love Zach's exclusive content. Thank you, man. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. What ads? Question mark. Good question. I wouldn't know. Perfect. Instructions right there, right off the bat. Not digital. Absolutely love that. Montech, we're off to a good start. Oh, and the fans are pre-installed? Let's go. All right, Montech. Let's see what you can do here. This is a very strong start, at least on my very unofficial review scale. Looking good so far. I enjoy my Montech AIO. Yeah, they've come out with some good ones recently. This whole new lineup of AIOs has been pretty solid. Zach, I love your YouTube shorts. Thank you, man. Thank you for watching them. All right, we'll put that on there. All right, where's my instructions? I need some AMD action here. Oh, no backplate. Don't love that. Wait. Oh, no, there is a backplate. Okay, never mind. We are using the backplate. White side down. Oh, boy. All right, hold on, Montech. Hopefully this is easy. I need the AM5. Yeah, there we go. Gray. Perfect. All right. Yeah, this is looking good. We got that. We're going to need that. And I think that's it. Oh, wait. Hold on. We might... Yeah, we're probably going to need something from there. Opinion on Horner getting sacked from Red Bull? I don't know... Remember, I am a new Formula One fan. I just started following Formula One last year. I do not know, like, all of the intricate details about team principles and all that. I mean, I know about the, like, harassment scandal that he had last year and whatnot. I know everything that Drive to Survive taught me. But other than that, like, I don't know. I know Red Bull is really struggling. With their car specifically. I don't know if firing the team principal is going to instantly make the car better. But it was just wild. Yeah. I mean, he was the longest standing team principal. Multiple championships. And they just fired him. That's pretty crazy, but professional sports is it can be ruthless. Okay, we got that. I think that's all we got to do right now. Is the backplate usually coming from the motherboard pack or the case pack? The backplate comes with your motherboard. It comes attached. I just took off those plastic bridges that were here, that were attached to the motherboard, And then I installed these screws that came with the AIO. And those screws went into the back plate. This is actually a pretty unique all metal back plate. It oftentimes does not look like that. And then we're gonna need this little attachment for this AIO to switch it from Intel to AM4. And that's gonna slide in like that. And now these holes are in the perfect position for that, but we can't do that yet because we'll wait till we get the case installed. So I'm gonna set that down in a position that hopefully does not mess up the thermal paste. Hopefully. There we go. And then we will keep these for later, and I think this is all we're gonna need to install the AIO. We should have everything else. I think we're good. This is a semi-modular power supply, which we do not use too often. Unfortunately, semi-modular power supplies are not nearly as popular as they should be. And if you're not tracking, semi-modular is this, where the 24 pin and the 4+4 for the CPU, those are permanently attached. You cannot get rid of those. But every other additional cable is modular, and you can plug in whatever you need. This is the sweet spot, because your PC is definitely going to need those two. They don't have to be modular. And then you can just plug in whatever you need. For us, we just need two 6+2s, and we're good to go. Oh, wow. There's no double 6+2. It's only the singles. That's interesting. I haven't seen that in a while. All right, there we go. Semi-modular is meta. I agree, but power supply manufacturers just don't prioritize it. Like most manufacturers are not even building a semi-modular power supply right now. It's either modular or not modular, which is unfortunate. If you guys are asking questions about the giveaway, type in !giveaway. That'll take you to the website, which is where you will probably be able to figure out how the giveaway works. But if you can't figure it out, then you can also type in !giveaway help. And that will take you to a quick YouTube video that fully explains how these streaming giveaways work. We are currently building the next giveaway PC. We just raffled off the giveaway from the last phase last week. So now we are building the next PC that people will start to earn points for by watching the stream for free. It is a worldwide giveaway per usual, but I will only pay to ship it somewhere in the United States. So if you win internationally, it's up to you if you want to pay for shipping or not. That's why we roll backup winners. Just in case if they don't want to do that. But I can only be on the hook for shipping it to the United States. Sorry. Cheers from Turkey. Adi with the Twitch Prime sub. Master Huda with the 6-month. Steven with the 7-month resub. Appreciate that. Are you using cable extensions for this build? Yes. We are using beautiful Asia Horse 16 gauge extensions here. These are like a signature for ZTT builds, to be honest. Oh, we only need a single. Oh, wow. I was wrong. I'm going to unplug this. We only need a single 6+2 for the power supply. I don't know why I was thinking double. That's that right there. And then the 4+4. There we go. And then I'm just going to get out the correct amount of combs so I can put those all away. We need those for the CPU. I like to use 4 of these for the GPU. And then we'll need 2 of these big ones for the 24 pin cable. So that's how many cable combs we got to do real quick. And the reason, does anybody know why I went with this color for today's build? Anybody know why we're actually going with light blue? There's a super specific reason why we're doing that. Who knows? Commenter guys got it. The Hellhound. Not that you can see it, but Hellhound is like notorious for being light blue. A lot of their GPUs will come with only light blue RGB. This one does not. This is like the more affordable, just all black version. But this is literally the only reason, which you're not even going to be able to see. But that's it. That's how I came up with the color scheme. A lot of the Hellhound cards have light blue, and they actually recently started to add purple. Like you can pick between blue and purple. But Hellhound is just, I don't know. When I think of Hellhound GPUs, I think of this light blue here. Big Papa Zach, you missed my sub. Can you read it? Says, I like kiwis. Oh, my bad. I like kiwis. With a 4-month resub. I'm pretty sure I told you last time you subbed that I also enjoy kiwis. Big Papa Zach, do you know if Micro Center will sub out the motherboard in the bundles? Because I want to build ITX. I doubt it. I have never attempted to do that. So I can't speak with absolute confidence, but I doubt that they would do that. Usually when a company is doing a combo deal, it's very strategic. So they can like offload certain motherboards or certain components, whatever it is. I highly doubt that they would just let you like willy-nilly swap them out. I could be wrong though. I have never tried to do that. Okay, this is what the 24 pin looks. This is the difference between messy, uncable combed versus very neat and cable combed right there. We're going to do that for the 24 or the 4+4 as well. Has anybody ever tried to swap out the motherboard in a Micro Center CPU motherboard combo deal? This PC will be fresh AF. That's the goal, man. That is the goal. Trying to flip PCs, any advice? Sorry, let me rephrase that. If you are just starting flipping, my #1 recommendation has always been, and probably always will be, cater your first few builds, or every build, to the biggest audience possible. There is a drastic difference in the types of parts and builds that people like us are interested in. Like if you're watching Thirsty Thursday at 10 o'clock at night, me building a PC, you are probably not interested in buying a pre-built. More than likely not. But the way bigger majority of people, they want some RGB action. They want an NVIDIA GPU for sure. And they want parts that are very recognizable, and when they type them into YouTube, people aren't slamming them. So if you're going to start flipping, use meta flipping parts. Our enthusiast community may not agree with some of those part choices, but that is where the majority of your pre-built audience is coming from. Does RGB give more FPS? Yes, absolutely. That's why you have to sell it. Our cables are now combed successfully. Now we can plug in these extensions like that. Like that. And like that. Now our power supply is fully prepped and ready to go. So at this point, our motherboard is prepped, our AIO is prepped, and now the power supply is prepped. All right, here's what the back of the Montech X5M looks like. Here is where we are seeing that it is a budget case. For sure, wow. This is not amazing to see. There is almost no help for cable management here. We have 2 Velcros, which is appreciated. There is a single, oh my God, that's bad. There is a single zip tie down right here. And there's one over here. And one down here, which that doesn't really help. None going along here. That one will help a little bit. Not a lot of room for cable management, but this is what you expect with a $60 case. Nothing over here for cable management. So we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us on this one in terms of cable management. But I have a feeling the end product will still look very good, but we will find out. How often does Zach live stream? Every Thursday, but we are actually going to increase that soon. I'm going to start live streaming from, I forgot the IO. I'm actually going to start live streaming from the studio. If you don't know, this is my basement. Thirsty Thursday is streamed from my basement because I'm drinking. But I will be streaming from the studio in the near future. I've been buying a bunch of camera gear and streaming gear, so we have the ability to do that. And I think in the near future, not right away, I think in the near future, I am actually going to have an employee or 2 join me on some of the live streams. Not like a regular every single time type thing. But it would be fun to have some other people on the live stream, especially if we're building a PC. So I'm excited about that. You guys can see some other people other than me. I want to see Grex. Unfortunately, Grex is not an employee. I would absolutely love if he was. I have unsuccessfully convinced him to move to Pittsburgh. I think it'd be fun to introduce other people in ZTT. You know, maybe build up some, like a character profile of who else works here. I think it should be good. Painful says, once the private jet is fixed, I can help on weekends. Yeah, the ZTT private jet has been having some issues, if you will. So, okay. Once that's fixed, Painful can help me. Help build a few on the weekends. Oh, no. Oh, no. My finger is stuck in the IO. We almost got some blood on that one, man. That would have been bad. All right. There we go. Those screws are lined up. Let's start installing this. Release the ZTT files? I don't even know what that means, man. As a solid guest, please bring the good boy. Oh, man. I didn't even talk about him, dude. I don't know why I got rid of that. The good boy is... I mean, he's a good boy, but he's been having some rough couple days, man. Hold on. Let me show you a picture of the good boy. Oh, man. He's nowhere near the live stream tonight. Hold on. Oh, man. This is my dog, Griffin, aka the good boy. The good boy is unfortunately rocking the cone of shame life right now. Oh, man, it's so sad. Oh, man. Poor Griffin. He hates that cone. Oh, my God. He hates it so much. He scratched his cornea on his eye, and he's making it worse. He's been like pawing at it and whatnot. We had ointment drops going for him last week without the cone, and when we took him to the follow-up appointment last week, or the beginning of this week, they said it got worse because he was just pawing at it. So now poor Griffin he's got to rock the cone of shame for at least a week. That way his eye heals up. He's not enjoying this at all. He like walks around squinting all day. He's just like covering his eye. And now I'm putting like this, it's almost like a paste on his eye 3 times a day. Oh man, it's rough. Yeah, poor Griffin. He will be an extra good boy with a comb. I mean, he is behaved. Like he's like trying to paw. He's trying to paw his eye, and he's trying to paw off the comb. We mistakenly did not put the cone on tight enough the first day, and he successfully got it off. So now he thinks that he can continuously get it off, but it's definitely too tight now. It's not gonna happen. But he thinks there's still a chance. So he's been trying to swat it off, but I mean, he's still a good boy. Okay, I am out of those screws. I hope that Montech gave us some motherboard screws to use, because I am out of my own supply here. I hope he gets better soon. Thank you. I'm sure he will. He has a huge scratch on his eye, though. They put like these drops in his eye that like turns his eye green. That way they can see scratches with like a black light. So they showed the scratches to me, and I mean, I don't know. We don't know if he scratched himself or if like an animal in the backyard scratched him, but he has a huge scratch on his eye. It's like it like covers the whole eye. It is a ridiculously large scratch, and it looks very painful. But hopefully that clears up after the cone of shame. Alright, I'm just trying to grab a couple of these screws. I don't know how many I need. That should be enough. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. I hear a lot of commotion going on in the upstairs. So as a dad, I gotta go check it out, man. Like, it sounds like someone's wrestling up there, and the kids have been asleep for like 3 hours. So, okay, so insane irony on that one. The wrestling sound I heard upstairs was in fact the good boy. My wife was about to put the ointments in, and he was making some noise up there, but all good. Were they wrestling? No, it was Griffin. He was upstairs because he had to get the eye drops that we were just talking about. Have your kids seen the Minecraft movie? My 5-year-old has. I don't know if my 3-year-old did. I know there was a part in the movie that my wife didn't want them to watch. But other than that, yeah, my 5-year-old loves it. I have not seen it though. He was watching on our latest road trip. Chicken jockey? Question mark? I don't know the backstory behind the chicken jockey. I don't know anything about that. But what I do know is he runs around the house screaming chicken jockey. So whatever that means. No, he watched that part. All right, now let's start plugging in some of these case cables. This is gonna be bad, man. This is a lot of cable management tonight. And we are 2.5 hours into the stream already, and we are not making good progress at all. Are those 3D prints PLA? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been holding up just fine. You definitely... I had every intention of printing with PLA first, because it took a long time to dial in the print settings to get it just right. I had every intention of doing that first, and then printing with something better. At least, like PETG. But the PLA has been holding up just fine, so I haven't changed it. It's been perfectly fine. Do red and white accents, get red and white extensions, and keep on the GPU panels while the white one, while the RGBs are red. I think that's what you said. That wouldn't be bad. Red RGBs usually do not look good, in my opinion. Red is a really hard color to get right. A lot of RGB manufacturers mess up red. It usually turns out like orange, especially on camera, which I don't like. The moment I've been waiting for, and probably nobody else. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. For the first time in Thirsty Thursday history. Actually, my head is still going to be in the way. But for the most part, we can actually watch me plug in the HD audio cable right there. Oh my god. Let's go. Hold on. Look, I can also plug in a USB 2.0. That's going to go. That's going to go down here. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, I love it so much. When you've been creating content for a while and you get even the smallest camera upgrade, dude, it feels good. Let's go. W bald spot, dude, come on now. There we go. USB-C is plugged in. We also got some USB 3.0 action, which is this connector right here, because you can totally see it. Oh, if you can't see it, I got you. Hold on. You guys still can't see it? Hold on. Don't you worry, man. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not done. Dude. Can you guys see this? Is that... Dude. $1,200. Let's go, man. All right, now we got to get these. This is going to be fun. Now we got to get all these guys. Hold on, hold on. Oh. Why did I... What happened to my... Oh, no. Oh, hold on. There we go. A little bit. There we go. That's what we need. We have our... Dude, we have never been able to see this. This is absolute... Dude, I'm nervous, man. I've never had the camera on me when plugging in these connectors. We got the power switch. We got the power LED. Negative and positive. And then we got some HDD LED action. Dude, I'm legit nervous here, man. I have never had to do this on camera. All right, HDD, LED. Oh, okay, you still can't see it. My hand's gonna be in the way. We're gonna go power up here. Oh, at least I'm gonna try to. Hold on. We got some power action, and then we got power LED. We'll go in here as well. We'll plug that one in. Yeah, okay, you guys still aren't... Okay, that was a waste of money. You guys still can't see it. We're just literally watching my hand right now. Okay, but hold on. You just got to... Look, it's plugged in. It's all plugged in, man. There we go. We got that. We got the case connectors plugged in. Hold on. I'm not done. We got the USB 2.0. And we got the HDD audio. Over there. And if you guys just want to see the whole PC, I could just press this. Hold on. Where's the camera? I can just press this one button right here. Watch this. And we're back. I'm actually using the Lean Lee A3 as our camera server. In the ZTT HQ, we have a PC dedicated for all of our security cameras. And I'm using the Lean Lee A3 for that PC. Have you used Okonos cases before, and would you recommend them over the Montech ones? I'm only laughing because I have used, I think, every Okonos case. And I feel like I sound like an Okonos shill at sometimes. I am in love with Okonos cases. I think they have completely disrupted the budget case market. Brother, he's used plenty of Okonos cases. And I have a literal pallet of Okonos cases coming to the studio next week. Yes, I am a big fan of Okonos. But you're asking them against Montech. I do also like Montech. I would not compare like brand versus brand for cases. I would compare like model versus model. Which models are you looking at? I like both Okonos and Montech. But yes, I absolutely love what Okonos is doing. I am at this point rooting for them. I hope they do not go down the typical like trajectory that a lot of case manufacturers do. Is they start out budget, they release some good products, but they want higher profit margins, so they start releasing more expensive cases, and then they just lose their brand identity. I really hope Okonos doesn't do that. But that remains to be seen. Nom Nom Snake gifting out a tier 1 sub. Appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so this is what the lack of cable management is looking like so far. I can't really do anything about these cables. We're just gonna pretend that doesn't happen. I'm going to bundle these connectors, I guess. I forgot to show you guys, but one of my 3D printed toolboxes here broke during one of the previous live streams. The PLA joint broke, so I can't reattach it. But I will take some thermal paste and some zip ties for now, and then we will just leave that alone until I fix it. But let's take a zip tie down here just to put that bundle give it some stability down here. Yeah, something like that. Probably don't want this ARGB connector in here because I need to have easier access to that one. There we go. And then I will route that over there. And then, I mean, that is good enough for now, I think. That will all be down there. There we go. Okay, that's not looking terrible. Not great, but not terrible. Let's start snipping these away. There we go. And now we have to install the power supply. But I just realized I skipped a step on the power supply. As you can see, we have a SATA power cable here. This is what is powering the 3 pre-installed ARGB fans. And on our semi-modular power supply, I did not plug in a SATA cable. So we need to do that real quickly. One of these. We need a day in the life of Zach's Tech Turf. I've done like maybe 2 or 3 on TikTok. It was over a year ago. It was a long time. I've thought about it. I think it'd be. I mean, my days are. They are not that interesting, to be honest. And I do the same thing almost every single day. It definitely would not survive as like a series, a video series, because it's the same thing over and over again. My days are not super interesting though. Can we check out this power supply install action? Let's go. Check that out. Here we go. We'll put the power supply in just like that. Oh man, dude, I love this camera. I was not prepared. I gotta get these power supply screws. Can I be an employee? If you have valuable skills and you apply for the job once we move, yeah. Maybe. Maybe. I would like to visit Texas one day, but it looks so hot in the summer. Yeah, people do not move to Houston for the weather. That is the one absolute major downfall of moving to Houston, is the weather. That is something I'm definitely not looking forward to at all. I'm over at Lackland. It's hot for sure. Yep, definitely. Are you at Lackland Air Force Base? Can I work for you remote? We don't have any job openings for remote. Why are you moving there? My Houston has actually, as some of you guys know, my wife and I were in the, well, my wife is still in the military. She's in the reserves. But my wife and I were active duty military for almost a decade. So we lived in a couple different spots, and our end goal has always been Houston. That's where all of her family is, and I don't have much family here in PA. So we have always wanted to move there. This was our last house where we kind of had to live here for like work reasons. So the next house is going to be Houston. We want our kids to grow up surrounded by family. Oh my God, look, hold on. Sorry to interrupt the family talk, but look how good this blue cable extension looks peeking through here. Oh my goodness. Oh man, this is gonna look so good. Look at that. Whew. We've always wanted our kids to grow up with family, so that is why. I've been there, nice place. I don't think Harrisburg is... I'm glad you think Harrisburg is nice. I don't think there's much... I don't know. I don't hate Harrisburg, but I don't really look at Harrisburg like a nice place. I do miss it though. DK Metcalf, good or not? Also top 3. Also top 3. I would not... okay, I'm just gonna be blunt. My recommendation is if you want to use a static electricity bracelet, then go ahead. I genuinely do not think that you need one. And I've built a lot of PCs and have never used one. I also don't know of anybody who has used one. When the ZTT team builds employees for customers, which are hundreds, or thousands, they have never used one either. But if you want to, totally support that. That is fun. I do not think it's necessary at all. All right, here's what the cable management is looking like. We got to do the AIO next. W Mike, I agree. I agree, man. I do not think that there is a better wireless gaming headset microphone. And if there is, I will buy it, but I don't think there is one. Okay, here is our AIO. It looks like we just have one 4-pin, oh no, two PWM connectors that we can do for CPU and pump fan. That'll be fine. And yeah, let's plug that in, man. Let's do it. Let's send it. Please do a custom loop video. I have still never done a custom loop in my entire life. At this point, it's like, I mean, you could look at it as it's overdue, or look at it as it's just never gonna happen. I don't know where I'm at right now, to be honest. Damien says Damien's on YouTube now. I like the play, Damien. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. You get banned on Twitch, and then you come back over to YouTube. I mean, that fair play. Fair play. Oh, he's saying the same thing though? Dude, get him out. Get him out. He's gotta go. I thought it was a good play until then, man. I thought maybe, like, okay, Damien learned his lesson. He can't just keep spamming the same thing over and over again, like he's been doing for literal hours. But then he just goes and spams the same thing on you. Dude, somebody's gotta get him out. Get him out, please. What's he saying? I don't know. Something about Lamar Jackson, which I learned is some sort of trend right now that I am not tracking. And he has been saying that for, I've been live for 2 hours and 56 minutes. I think he's been here since the start, man. If you spam the same thing over and over again, you know, after like 3 or 4 times, if I don't answer, it's probably intentional. But did you lose the game? I did already lose today, but thank you for ruining my like hour-and-a-half streak I had going on there. If anybody is tuning in late, they also lost the game. It could have been a longer streak than that, but yes, that was my second time losing the game tonight. Thank you. Zach, you should sponsor a race team. I have thought about, you know, at some point, I see ZTT builds getting to the point where we have sponsorships. And it's like, whenever that time comes, do we want to do the logical, calculated sponsorship where we get the maximum ROI possible? You know, maybe sponsoring like an LTT video or something like that, for example. Or do I want to sponsor like things that I'm just like personally interested in, like Formula 1 team, maybe a UFC fighter, literally anybody on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Thankfully, we're not there yet. You watching UFC on Saturday? Absolutely. Come on now. Absolutely. This upcoming Saturday's UFC fights are the definition of worth screwing up your sleep schedule for. Absolutely, man. Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Max Holloway. Oh man, that's so good. I cannot wait. F1 has exploded in popularity. Yeah, I am part of that demographic that did not watch Formula One until I watched Drive to Survive. Like, I am that very typical new fan. But dude, I love Formula One, man. I got NFL as my favorite sport, and then UFC, and then Formula One, man. Oh, I don't know why I got that thermal paste out. We definitely do not need thermal paste. Yeah, Formula One, top 3 sport for me. You and Carter PC should get together. Yeah, I know he's into Formula One too. He's into UFC as well. Wait, no. I know he's into UFC. I don't know if he's into Formula One. Yeah, I messed that up. I would love to go to a UFC fight with him. That'd be fun. All right, we're going to place this all the way down here like that. And then I'm going to get the 4 screws and just hand tighten them before I get out the screwdriver. Soccer or NFL? NFL. I watch soccer every 4 years. That's the extent of my soccer watching. Dustin too beefy? Dude, oh man, I cannot wait for that fight. Because I have a feeling we're all in the same boat here. Okay, before I say my take, I need the UFC fans to check in, por favor. How many people we got? What are we going to do if Dustin loses? I think he can win. He's beat Max Holloway twice. I'm not worried about him having the skills to win. I am just worried about if he happens to lose. Dude, I'm screwed, man. I mean, if he loses, like, you can count out Thirsty Thursday for at least a month. Like, this is gonna be bad, man. This is gonna be real bad. I am genuinely worried about my mental health if Dustin loses his retirement fight. That's gonna be awful. Who do you support in Formula One? I have said that I'm a Ferrari fan, but like I said, I am a brand new Formula One fan. I just started watching last year. I like Leclerc and Hamilton, but I also like Lando and Piastri. I am definitely not a die-hard Ferrari fan. I just like watching it. It's not like the Steelers for me. Like, Steelers die hard, like, I bleed black and gold over here. Formula One, not so much. I just like watching it. Personally, Lewis for me? Yeah, I like Lewis. I wish the Ferrari, like, team management didn't suck so much. I feel like they are not leveraging really good drivers still, especially Leclerc. I feel like they make a lot of easy mistakes, which, like, even an untrained eye like me can see. Which makes me not love Ferrari. So, me saying I'm a Ferrari fan does not have a lot of weight to it. There's one thing I gotta do. I need to get our ARGB SATA adapter here. One of these guys. This is going to allow me to control the RGBs without plugging into the motherboard. You know, if you were building a PC at home, I recommend plugging in this 3-pin ARGB connector, if you have RGB products, into your motherboard. That way you can use software to fully control them. I am using this adapter just for tonight. We literally unplug this on Fridays. I'm just plugging it in tonight so I can control the RGBs on the live stream so we can see what they look like. That's it. Without having to install Windows. Because I'm not going to install Windows right now. Alright, so this is going to go here. So we need to remove these two PCIe brackets over here. How are you so buff? I appreciate that, man. I've been lifting for a very long time. It is only when I am lean that you can even remotely tell that I lift. I happen to be lean this summer. I have lost 40 pounds since last year. And I am probably going to lose another 10 or so and get super shredded. And then I will probably stop. But how? Is just by lifting a lot and concentrating on my nutrition and never ever allowing poison or anything bad to go into my body. Always thinking about what I'm putting into my body. Shaft with the tier 1 gifted sub. Appreciate that. Key? Yeah. 100% key. Like alcohol? Question mark? Nah. Red wine is healthy? Yeah, I sometimes convince myself that. My wife will ask if we want to drink some wine tonight, and I'm like, yeah, it's healthy. Why not? Let's go for it. No poison in the body, sips beer. Yeah, I was surprised that... I'm not gonna lie, there are way too many people that did not pick up on that sarcasm. Like, that's unacceptable. That was blatant sarcasm there. Best protein source, question mark? Steak. At least that's my favorite. Alright. That is the finalized panel. Rear side panel view. Cable management. You know, it could be better, but I think we're at a functional level here. Before I put that panel on though, let's plug this thing in and see what these RGBs look like real quick. That way we can get them dialed in to be this light blue color, which is the whole point of this entire build. All right, give it to me. Ooh. Hold on. I need some light blue. Where are we at here? The RAM we're not going to be able to change, but we're just going to pretend that they are... You know, I mean, that looks good, but like those lights aren't that bright. I feel... There's the light blue. I mean... That's not bad. Just pretend. Here, I'll angle it so we can only see... We can't see the RAM. Just pretend that the RAM is all light blue. And then we got ourselves a build. But until then, we can't really do anything about that. Alright, I'm gonna put on that rear panel real quick. Just pretend that the RAM is light blue, which we will do later, but not on stream. And this is the next giveaway PC, ladies and gentlemen. Someone is going to win this PC in the next few weeks. And I hope they like it. I hope they enjoy this light blue 9060 XT 9600X gaming PC. Again, exclamation point giveaway. You will be earning points for the next 6 weeks or so. For this PC, per usual. And then we will raffle this off eventually and build another one. Love the color. Thank you. I think it looks pretty good. Other than the RAM, man. If that RAM didn't exist, I think that'd look fantastic. Yeah, that looks good.